Hello, we are live. Good afternoon, everyone. Hi, Women Helping Women Entrepreneurs community. Hope you're good. Good afternoon, all the way from the UK. How are you all doing? Saying hi to everyone all over the world watching me right now. Today, I am so glad to be in your midst today to share with you how to get your book promoted. So, if you are an entrepreneur looking to delve into this world of being an author and writing your book, and you're thinking, hey, fine, I've written this book, I put my thoughts to words, and it looks great, and I want to promote this book, but I have no clue what to do, how to get my book out there, and promoting it to be able to see that the right readers access your book, right? Today, I will be sharing with you the top tips that you can use to, market your book, right, and get the right people to read your book, and you get reviews and get people accessing your book, right? So if you write only because you love to, even this video content today is for you, right? um if you're someone who doesn't have a publisher, right, because obviously we already know that with getting publishers it's quite a very costly thing where you have to pay a lot of money to get your book published, right? And you want to actually add that skill to know how to market your book. You probably want to do all this yourself, and you consider yourself a self-published author, then you want to be on this session today. Before I go on, I would like to use this time to introduce myself to you. I am Michelle Anene. I'm a business support expert, and I help CEOs to be able to gain visibility to, get clients and to scale their business. Hi, Rochelle. How are you? Yes. So, feel free to say hi, and let me know where you are watching me from. Um, Today, I'd like to get to meet you. um, yeah. So today, if you are someone who has a dream or goal to write a book this year, or you are looking to, write another book to add that to your collection of books you've written, and you're thinking about doing that yourself, then this content is for you today. All right. So I'll be sharing with you a couple of ideas that you can use to actually promote your book, right, yourself, and market that and all that. And trust me, it's not rocket science. It's not difficult. It's something that you can do. Anyone can do that, really. So first of all, what you want to do is that you want to first of all remember the goals that you want to achieve, right? And ensure that you write that down. But also at the same time, I always say that a marketing plan is actually key to have, right, for whatever thing you want to do. So if you're writing your book, then you want to have a marketing plan in place for that. So first of all, I'll always advise that you have your own blog or website, or both. Okay, so if you have your website, right, where you are able to ha- um, have your articles in there, you want to have a section for blogs as well, because depending on what kind of book you're writing and the kind of readers or reading audience that you're writing for, you want to see that you're creating content that's around the subject area that your book covers. Content for your blog, content that's to review the book, and content around the topics around what your book is about, right? But also at the same time, you also want to ensure that you are creating some sort of email series that's around the content of the topic or subject and matter that your book is covering. Okay, take for instance, if you are writing, say, an example, a children's book, right? And this children's book is covering the topics around, children taking responsibility for things and all that, right? You want to center your content that you share and to your readers, who will be probably children or parents, teachers, right? You're creating content around that subject matter, basically. Okay, that's what you want to do. All right. So if you are unable to probably add a blog to your website, right? Another suggestion is there are certain sites that you could go to where you are able to get bloggers on there. So you want to choose bloggers who are centered around your niche or subject area, because you obviously know that their blogs that they've got, they already have your audience in there. So it's just easy for you to strike up some sort of collaboration to work with them, where they're able to get your book, review it, create a blog around it for a period of time, and that way they're able to drive traffic to probably wherever your book is sold, whether it's on Amazon, Kindle, wherever, right? Whether the goal is that when they create blog content around your book on their blog site, and if the goal is to be able to generate email contact to build up your list, right? Where you're then able to nurture them, right? Give them tips and teach them before actually then sending them off to the store to check out your books, right? That's one of the things that you want to do. I hope I'm not losing someone right here, but that's one of the things that you need to do if you would like to self-promote your book. Okay. Another thing you want to bear in mind is that you also want to increase your online presence to spread the word about your book. Okay, and there's several ways for that, thank God. So for example, you can actually post your articles on popular websites that receive a lot of traffic. A guide that I always say go for is just go on Google and try and find forums out there that discuss your topics related to your book, okay? Or request websites or blogs that are actually popular among your target audience, like I mentioned earlier, and see if they are able to feature you in an interview or a guest post, right? So these are some of the things you want to do. Take for instance, Reddit is a very good platform where there are loads of subjects or topics that are talked about. So you want to go in there, search for topics around what your book is covering. You'll see loads of audiences there who are contributing to that, and you want to leverage that forum to see how you're able to post an article regarding a topic or subject matter that your book covers, right? And then that way you're building some sort of engagement in there, and then you're able to then direct them to check out more information, which actually leads them to where they can actually access more content about your book and then get the book. Okay, so that's one of the things that you can leverage on. You always want to remember to include a link to your website while you're having these conversations there, and probably a list of the books that you have written or are presently writing. So if you don't have your book ready yet and you are looking to write one this year, then this is the right time to start having such engagements rather than waiting until you have that physical book or ebook or whatever. You want to take up that time now, today, to start having such engagements where you're talking about this book and the book that you are presently writing. Okay, so that's one of the things that you can do as well. All right, you also want to leverage the use of social media. Okay, first of all, I would say you might ask the question, what social media platform is good for authors, people who write books? You might want to set up a author page on Facebook. That's one sample that you can do. You also want to set up an account on Twitter, which is quite great, where we have authors there. But also at the same time, you want to observe what kind of posts and promotions get the most likes and all that stuff from other authors that are within your nature space, or to see the kind of books they write, and also find out what social media platforms they are on, and how much engagement they're getting, and that way you get a feel for what sort of platforms that would suit your sort of niche that you're writing on and where you need to be. Okay, for some authors they prefer LinkedIn, and for some authors they prefer Instagram. Again, it all depends on the sort of engagements that they get on that social media platform. So you might want to test it out, but probably just look online to find authors within your niche and find out the social media platforms they're on. Check out the pages, see what kind of sort of engagements they're getting. Less engagements they getting, you'll definitely know this is not the right platform. I don't think my audience is here. If you get in, well, if you can see that they are having a high engagement in there, right, and you look through the follower list and you can see that the client they've got their ideal clients, right, following them and all that, then you know that that's the right platform for you. So it's all a test for you, but that's one of the things that you want to do. Okay. Also, what you want to do is learn from the most popular books in your genre and then find out what helps them sell. Okay, look at their titles, look at their cover designs, what they look like, look at the typography that they use, and all that stuff. And you also want to see how you're going to incorporate that or tweak that a bit for your book. But also at the same time, you want to ensure that you're looking at their metadata description. So for those of you who aren't aware of what metadata description is, it's sort of related to SEO, system engine optimization, where when you let's say for instance you want to place your book on the internet, right, on your website, there is a description that you need to put in while you're filling in your if you let's say you're typing your book, which is The Big Bang, right? Let's say that's the title, and you type that on Google, you get to see a brief description there that gives a very short summary of what the Big Bang book is about, right? So you want to see that meta description in your other authors' books that are online to see what they look like, and that way you want to also see that you're able to follow that sort of format or route. Okay. Next thing you want to do is you want to see that you're getting reviews for your book. Now, if you're just starting off, right, and no one's bought your book yet, but you want to rack up that number of reviews, one of the very quickest ways to do that, to get reviews for your book, is to approach reviewers, right? People who have probably reviewed your previous books, or people you probably know that probably are your ideal clients, sorry, or your ideal customers for that book, right? But what you want to do is request that, give them a polite request. Could you help me review this book, and in return, right, I'm happy to give you a free copy of my book. All right, so what happens is that they give you a review, right, and then you have actually increased your number of distributions of the book, right? So if you are a first-time author, one of the things that I would advise you to do is look up Amazon's top reviewers. There's a link that you could type on Google. Just type Amazon's top reviewers, and then you can shortlist the people that you want to reach out to who have reviewed books from your genre. Okay, so you want to be able to do that. Although while Amazon doesn't support reviews for pre-order books that are yet to be out, if you have released, say, paperback version, or probably you've released or you have an ebook, right, what I'll advise you to do is you want to see that your book is actually ready with social proof right from the day it is launched. So what you want to do is that you want to be able to create some mock-up designs, right, even if you haven't published a physical book, a mock-up design for your ebook, right? So that way you can use that to list that on places like Amazon. But also at the same time, you also want to do some sort of promotion for your pre-release of your book, okay, through some sort of like featured giveaway that you want to do. So you might want to think about the terms of what your giveaway will entail, and then that way it will help you to be able to see that you're racking up reviews as well. Okay, so that's one of the things that you might want to focus on. I'll just take a pause there and see if you're all following me, and if you have any questions at all, feel free to let me know. Just drop that in the comment and I'll read it through. Okay. And yes, one of the other things as well is that you might want to, like I mentioned earlier, you might want to invest in actually creating a professional cover design for your book, right? That's one of the things that you want to do. Um, if you're looking to, if you just want to have a mock-up where you just have a digital version of your book, then definitely you want to do that. You might want to get someone to do that for you, or better still, you might want to do that yourself, because we have websites available online where you're able to create free mock-up versions or for your book covers. So you might want to explore that if you're a good designer. If not, I'll just say that you um, get a professional cover design service, someone who offers such services. Okay. And then one of the things you want to do as well is that although you want to maximize your distribution channels. So although Amazon is seen as the biggest retailer of digital and print books, right? And they own some publishing service companies like Kindle for ebooks, right? And create space for print books. If you include um, these, and including also Amazon's Kindle, Apple's iBooks, and then they're much more online. In your distribution plan, you will have covered literally the channels for that account for 97% of ebooks sales. Okay, and one of the things you want to note about using these platforms to list your book is that because you, although listing the books there, you also want to beat the algorithm with the book. And so one of the things that you need to do is to ensure that while you are listing your book on there and you're selecting the categories, you might want to select a couple of categories that are sort of like intertwined with each other but related to your genre. Okay, I will explain this further. Take for instance, you are an author um, who writes a romance novel. All right, that's an example. When you're listing your book on Amazon, right, what you want to do is, in terms of the category that you want to select for your book, you might want to choose two, three, or more categories that are related to the book. So although you're selecting romance, you might want to select comedy, you might want to select humor, right? Other genres there. Take for instance, look at Netflix, right? So we're moving a bit away from what we're discussing, but let's go into the movie world. Look at Netflix and look at the movies that are there or the shows that are there. You can see the descriptions there where they mention the genre for the movies. So whether you see that they list about 6 to 7 of them in there, right? That's what you literally want to do. Okay, and that's one of the ways that you are able to beat the algorithm of Amazon. And I think that also applies to other distribution platforms as well for books. Okay, so I'm pretty much happy that I was able to share these very short tips that you can actually work on yourself or implement yourself if you're looking to self-promote your book. Whether you're a first-time author or you have written so many books and you like to either do it yourself or get someone to do that for you. Okay, so I do hope that that's really helpful. If it was helpful, feel free to let me know in the comment section that about that, because it would be very nice to know that I've been able to help you today. All right, so thank you so much for your time, and if you'd like to have a chat, feel free to send me a DM. Take care and bye.